Owning goats comes easily to me. I really like goats. That's really no secret. I've worked through the issues of getting fences so they can't escape and have gotten everything so they go through our horribly long winters well, and have managed to keep most of my hair after every single goat has tried to chew it off. My name is Delcy. I am founder of A Life of Heritage, and it wasn't until I had a wreck during kidding season that I realized things needed to change. This is what happened. For 2 years, morning and evening, I would close my eyes and lean my head against her furry side. I'd listen to the rhythmic splish-splash of the pure white milk hitting the bottom of the pail, and smile at the grumble of her rumen and the eating grain groan of pleasure she exhibited at each milking. She was my Ruthie, the first goat I ever milked, our dear, sweet Ruthie. In fact, we picked her up in Washington, a whole state away. She and Kira enjoyed a night of camping with us as we made our way home. I milked her in the campground, and then we finished the final trek home. She was so sweet and gentle and such an easy milker. And she didn't complain when young little pudgy hands tried so hard to glean just one drop of milk. As we watched her give birth to her last kid, Faith, I had no idea that wonderful memory would soon turn so very wrong as she struggled and died after giving birth to her next kid. She had never had any problems kidding, and we were right there helping her. We knew we had a problem when my husband couldn't pull the next baby. It was evident there was a problem, and we immediately called our vet. And this is why I will never go into another kidding season without a plan, an emergency plan. It is so hard to make decisions during times of stress and fear. At the time, my emergency plan was call the vet. But I realize now that I needed a more detailed and specific plan. That story honestly still makes me tear up thinking about. It was one of those marked experiences that changes a person. I will never view my goats in the same way, and I will never handle my goat information in the same way. I realized how very, very important it is to have a serious goat plan and system in place so that I have the best chance of raising healthy goats with the least amount of difficulty, sickness, and death. And frustration, because let's be honest, goats are known to be stinkers and will test all the boundaries. I knew I needed to start being more responsible, so I started writing information down. Feeling pretty smug over here. I wrote kidding dates, shots, hoof trimmings, all of it on little scraps of paper and put them in really safe spots. Right? No problem there for sure. I had no idea when anything was going to happen or should happen. Who was I kidding? And inside, man, would I fall apart when a goat was off by itself, obviously sick. What should I do? What's going on? Google, Google, Google. Was it this answer or is it this or that? And when kidding season came around, it was a nail-biting experience, especially after our Ruthie incident. The fear was real, scary, and gave me that sinking, I have no idea what I'm doing or should be doing feeling. I hit a wall. Raising goats the way I wasn't working. It was more stressful than it should be, and it wasn't fun continually wondering where my scraps of paper were and when I should be doing something important with my goats. The wall was disorganization and lack of knowledge, and I was tired of it. But I love goats. I couldn't let that be the end of my story. I knew that not only could I get organized, but there was a way to have all the goat information at a glance right in front of me, so I didn't have to exhaust time and mental energy looking for the solution. And I found it. I have the solution. I created a digital binder for myself and began getting the word out about it, and have had such a great reaction to it. It has helped so many others get their system together and on point for themselves and for their goat herd. Every testimonial I read, I can't help but smile and feel so thankful that it is helping others get it together for the sake of their goat herd. That has been really, really great to have, but it didn't feel like it was enough. And I would always be out of ink in my printer, or it would print in that really neat, striped way that yet clearly yells, "Hey, you don't have much ink left. Hurry, spend another $70 on new ink." Or I would send it to the local print store and spend quite a bit getting it printed out several times during the year, usually at really inconvenient times. So, my goat binder was the next step. This book is the complete setup you need for your goats. It has the record keeping in front, and then in the back it has all the pages you will need to keep your goats healthy, starting with an emergency plan. It has goat care recipes, kidding supply lists, goat health at a glance, how to take a goat's temperature and weight, how to trim hooves, and I'm not even halfway through. Do you not see how much information this has? It has pictures and diagrams. It has sick goat symptoms to watch for, and a symptom checker. And then the medications from A to Z, medications that are used for kids and during sickness and injury, also for vaccination, and even the medications for worms. It has treatment plans for anemia and pneumonia. It has the complete set of information you need for your goats. This is it. I easily ripped these pages out on the perforated lines and then laminated the health information in the back so I could put them in my goat binder to use over and over and over again. Laminated, they will remain safe from medication spills, kidding goop, goat bites, and whatever else may manage to try to get on them. I am so happy with how this turned out, and I'm so excited that others get to use this same system.